welcome to another episode of Ask Dr. Visha. We are live here with Dr. Visha Patel. We're at Advanced Dermatology and Skin Cancer Associates in Germantown, one of two of Dr. Visha's practices in the Mid-South. In just a little while, Dr. Visha is going to walk you through her nighttime skin care routine. But first, we're going to have her answer a few questions about your sleep and how it's affecting your skin. You can also post your questions below in the comments while we're asking Dr. Visha a few of our questions. And then throughout the show, we will read the questions and have Dr. Visha answer them for you. So let's go ahead and get started here. Welcome, Dr. Visha.
Hi guys, thanks for having me today.
All right, our first question is, Dr. Visha, can you start by telling us what exactly is happening, if anything, to our skin while we are asleep?
So when we're sleeping, just like the rest of our bodies are recovering from all the oxidative damage and the stress of the day, whether the mental and the physical exhaustion that happens throughout the day. So like I always tell all my patients, 6 glasses of water, 8 hours of sleep, a multivitamin and a probiotic. The sleep part of it has to do with recovering from the day. So we release a lot of free radicals, specifically in the skin. We've been in the sun, we've had some photo damage, and our collagen has been attacked by the free radical damage. And also we need time to recover. Our bodies release growth hormone, our bodies release anti-stress hormones, and that is reparative. So getting 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours is extremely important because we need to repair the collagen, decrease the inflammation in our bodies, and get the rest that we need. So it's not just for our mental health, but it's also for our joints, our bodies, our legs, our arms, and definitely our skin, because especially when we use products to help with that kind of damage, especially the products that we put on at night. That's why we put our products on at night, by the way, because there we can do all the repairing that needs to be done, and it's the longest amount of time usually that the products can stay on the skin without any disturbance and can be absorbed. So that's when you want to put on your nighttime regimen or your nighttime products, things that are going to help restore the skin and kind of reverse all the damage that's been happening throughout the day.
Great. So Dr. Visha, we understand that fine lines and wrinkles are a result of aging and usually caused from sun exposure. But what about sleep? Does it result in more or less wrinkles?
So just like we said, the collagen needs to recover. Our bodies have all this inflammation in them, including in our dermis and epidermis. When we're sleeping, we decrease these cortisol levels and we help everything repair. When people have lack of sleep and they're not able to recover as much, their bodies are under what we call oxidative stress. That's important for your blood vessels and the lining and our joints, once again, because I feel like the collagen, our joints and cartilage is kind of related to what's happening in our face as we age. But the collagen becomes stringy and thinner as we age. We lose facial fat as we age. And these are certain things that contribute to photoaging. For example, the sun not only causes brown spots, but contributes to fine lines and wrinkles. So the more that we can help restore the damage by sleeping and helping with the anti-inflammatory process and also using our products at night, then definitely we can help prevent more fine lines and wrinkles.
Great. So I just want to remind everyone watching, we have quite a few people joining in right now. As we're asking Dr. Visha these questions, feel free to post your questions in the comments below. In just a few minutes, we're actually going to have Dr. Visha share with you her nighttime skincare routine live on the Facebook stream. So she will be walking you through step by step what she does at night for her skin. So stay tuned. That's going to be really exciting and just full of great tidbits and information. But until then, let's go ahead and ask a few more questions. Dr. Visha, should we all be sleeping on our back and atop satin or silk sheets for better skin?
So yes, we should be sleeping on our backs. Because what happens is, if we're sleeping on our sides, gravity is pulling upon that side. We get a lot of lymphatic flow. And I'm talking about facial laxity here, also neck laxity, depending on what kind of pillows you use. Those side that we tend to sleep on also seems to be, in my experience, the side that tends to age a little bit more. So, you know, when we're doing cosmetic procedures, such as fillers and Botox and things like that, sometimes those sides need a little bit more than the other side to create a little bit more symmetry. So, if you can, sleep on your back and don't sleep on your face. Because if you think about it, that's exactly causing a lot of stress on the skin over a prolonged period of time, of course. And that's creating more facial laxity and more wrinkles. And some people might notice as they age that they'll wake up with a crease on one side versus the other. So that's telling you that that side is getting a little bit relaxed, you know, and creating not deeper wrinkles, but not helping the process. So definitely using products are important to help reverse the aging products. If you're not able to sleep on your back, which is so hard, because I can rig myself every single night and still wake up on my left side. If you're not able to do that, they say that satin sheets are very effective because they're just not so rough as cotton sheets.
Great. So, could lack of sleep result in skin conditions such as rosacea or acne? Is there something that happens maybe while we're sleeping that is affecting our skin poorly? And if so, how do we combat this?
Sure. So lack of sleep creates a pro-inflammatory response in the body. The skin is the largest organ of the body, so we get to see those responses early. The gut would be the second largest immune organ in the body. So when we get a lot of inflammation, it's like poor diet, like high carb diet or high sugar diet, or lack of sleep creating more inflammation in the skin and in the gut, we can get skin problems such as rosacea, or little more pimples, more inflammation in the follicles of the skin. And we can get more eczema or anything that can be related to the immune system because we're not getting enough rest to combat that inflammation that needs to be combated if we were to get enough sleep. So that's kind of part of the whole equation as well. Getting enough sleep is important for any kind of inflammatory process. Heart disease included, joint disease included, any kind of autoimmune disease included. Sleep is important because that's our body's way of recovering and decreasing that inflammation.
Great. We actually have a question from someone listening right now. They said, if you have spent your life not taking care of your skin, can you, even in your 60s, slow or reverse any signs of aging?
So yes, the sooner the better. You know, don't just give up and think that, oh, the damage has been done. Continually wearing sunscreen, for example, even on a daily basis, is going to help you from further damage and further sunspots and further photo aging. So wearing an SPF of greater than 30 on a daily basis is an imperative thing to do, regardless of what the weather's like. And even if it's super sunny and you know you're going to be out, wearing a hat and maybe even a thicker block would be important. And then starting a regimen at night, trying to get those antioxidants in your body, eating healthy, exercising, getting enough sleep, taking a probiotic, a multivitamin, and drinking 6 glasses of water. These are all things that we need to do for complete body health, and your skin will show that. Because it's the largest organ in the body, it's going to show that you're taking care of yourself. So it's never too late to start doing things. And as you get older, there's more invasive things you can do. You can meet with your dermatologist and maybe have a laser procedure or an L-therapy procedure or a Fraxel procedure, something that's going to be a little bit more invasive, but that's going to help you along the right path to reversing those signs of aging that have already happened.
Great. Someone had actually posted a question before the Facebook Live that falls in line perfectly with what you were just talking about. Dr. Visha, are there any vitamins or supplements you would suggest taking at bedtime to help with overall skin health? So if there's anything specific.
Yes. So I probably take more vitamins than I need to. And so you don't have to go through the whole gamut. I think the most important vitamins are a multivitamin. It's so hard nowadays for us to eat what we're supposed to eat and get the right amount of nutrients in, not because we're just not always cooking at home, but we might be overcooking or not eating the right vegetables and fruits and all the right things. And I find that a lot of my patients end up being a little deficient in certain minerals, such as magnesium and zinc, for example, and those are really important to skin health. Vitamin C is extremely important to collagen production and collagen health as well as zinc. So taking a multivitamin, I personally take Centrum Silver daily, every night before I go to bed. I also take green tea supplements in the morning. Don't take them at night, you'll never go to bed. And I also take an iron supplement. So iron is very interesting in females who we can so easily become anemic every month. And so ferritin is a really important iron binding molecule that attaches to your hair follicles. And women who tend to feel that they're losing their hair as time progresses, you'll be able to look in the mirror and kind of look inside your conjunctiva and see how pale they are. If you find that you're anemic or your doctor told you're anemic, definitely take an iron supplement on a daily basis. Your hair will grow back. It'll be great and everyone will be happy. And also, if you're not able to take iron because of constipation, you can do prenatal vitamin. And that's very helpful as well. So I do take an iron supplement every night. Vitamin D as well, because I stay out of the sun. Even though you can get a regular amount of vitamin D to the backs of your hands while you're driving every day for 10 minutes, you do not necessarily need to take a supplement, but I do take a vitamin D supplement just to kind of help with everything. And what I do isn't necessarily dogma, but I'm here to share with you what I do because I try to do what's right for myself and the body and what I think is correct. And a probiotic. So once again, going back to gut health, I don't think we eat correct nutrients, and I think sometimes we might have a cookie or something that's going to have a high carbohydrate load or an insulin spike in the body, and that colonizes your gut with different bacteria. So throughout life, for all of those that have been on antibiotics, we've recolonized our gut multiple times with different types of bacteria, and that's not necessarily what's meant to be indigenously in our gut. So when these shifts change in the bacterial load in our gut, it can sometimes present itself with autoimmune disease, skin changes, increased inflammatory levels. So a probiotic is pretty benign. It's just normal bacteria. It doesn't matter what kind you eat or take. I tend not to tell patients to do the yogurts and the things that are high in sugar, but just taking a probiotic every day helps you go to the bathroom, but it also recolonizes the gut and decreases the inflammation in the gut because we've got lots of mileage of inflammation in there and immune cells in there as well. So it's the second largest immune organ in the body, the skin being the first. So that's why a probiotic is so super high on my list. And don't forget the water. It's not a vitamin, but it's a necessity. And so many of us think our coffee is our water. So make sure that you, myself included, and I add it in. So, but make sure you drink 6 glasses of water a day and then add the coffee on top.
Great. That was a lot of really great information. One of our listeners actually posted, do you have a treatment for crepey under eye skin?
I do. So, my first and foremost go-to for crepey under eye skin happens to be one of the products that I use on a daily basis, and it's the Visha Skincare Advanced Booster, Bright Eye Booster. And so what it has in it is caffeine and hyaluronic acid and a lot of peptides that actually help tighten the skin and help reverse the aging process. And when used with the serum, it's very helpful. You guys will see me do that later on. The serum is put on the skin first. It's got retinol, vitamin C, vitamin E, ferulic acid, and a natural lightening agent. So the serum is applied to the face twice a day, once in the morning, once at night after washing your face. And you're able to put the serum all the way up to the under eye skin. So eyelid skin is extremely sensitive. It's the second most sensitive type of skin on our body. And eyelid skin, you need to be a little gentle when we're using chemicals, or this is very safe product, but when we're using products such as retinol under the eyes. But the retinoid is helpful because it creates collagen. So it's going to help with the crepiness over a long period of time. Then you can put the eye booster on top. Our studies have shown that our eye booster, when measured with a Visha camera, can result in 20% reduction in the lines and circles underneath the eyes in less than 6 minutes. So it's kind of a super fun product to use as a primer as well in the morning, but it's something that I use on top of my serum at night as well. Now, if your crepiness is a little bit more exaggerated, or you feel like another procedure needs to be done, there are laser procedures and microneedling procedures, and there are other things that we can do to try to help boost the collagen and help the appearance of the crepiness a little bit more.
Great. So just a reminder, as you're watching, please post your questions below. We are answering them. I say we, Dr. Visha is answering them live right now. And go ahead and like the Visha Skincare page and like the Advanced Dermatology and Skin Cancer Associates page to keep updated on all of this great information and Visha Skincare products. I did post the Visha Skincare URL in the comments if you want to go check out the products as well, after this, of course. So moving on to our next question, someone asked about loose skin after losing weight.
Yeah.
Do you have a product or a suggestion for something? I know it's not about sleep, but maybe a suggestion for that.
So that's kind of one of the only really good things about fat is that it's very rejuvenating. So especially after we lose weight, in both sexes, we lose facial fat. And the facial fat is sometimes primarily in our orbital fat pads, and that creates some hollowing and some jowling that can happen. Also, when we lose fat in our submental area, that can create laxity in the skin. And then on our bodies as well, if we lose a significant amount of weight, there can be some skin laxity that's noticeable. Upper arms, abdomen, thighs, anywhere where there was a little bit extra padding. The skin can seem a little bit more crepey or a little bit more loose. And there are procedures that we can do to help with that. One in particular is Ultherapy. Ultherapy is the act of doing Ultherapy. The Ulthera device is an ultrasound guided machine that actually is used just like if the ultrasound when women have babies. We use that type of imaging to visualize the fat and the fascia under the skin, and we're able to gently heat the collagen and tighten the skin. So that helps with crepiness, and when it's done in a certain fashion can help with lifting, especially this area when people lose fat, this submental and jowl area. It's really great for the submandibular area. I personally love the procedure. I get it done every 2 years. The results are permanent, so it's always nice to find out that you're tightening your skin for a long-term effect, but also to replace the facial fat, we use fillers, and those can be used to give you back any laxity that you might feel was in the face and put back volume where it would look a little bit more rejuvenating.
What about your sugar shrink body scrub? Is that a good tool for helping
Yes.
to tighten your skin?
So what that does is it helps with cellulite. So the cellulite is something that everybody gets, across the board. It is when there's fibrous bands that are actually tacking down the skin and the fat. So there seems to be loculated areas of fat more noticeable on the skin. Now the Sugar Shrink Body Scrub is great because it's got caffeine, tea tree oil, and it's got sugar, pure sugar, so it's edible. Everything, all the Visha skincare products are paraben-free, fragrance-free, sulfate-free, and hydroquinone-free. So this product is really nice when used in the shower. There's a couple of different methods to do it. There's a new kind of fad right now called dry brushing. So some women will use the Visha body scrub, the Sugar Shrink body scrub, while they're dry brushing, and that massage is stimulating the blood circulation in the area and decreasing the appearance of cellulite, and the caffeine is what's helping decrease the appearance of cellulite as well. Some women like to use it, and we do this in our Visha Medi Spa. We actually use it as a caffeine wrap, a shrink wrap. So, and we do exactly what I just said. We put the sugar shrink body scrub on the thighs and the buttocks and sometimes the lower abdomen, especially before someone wants to go to the beach or get ready for a special event. And we wrap them in saran wrap, and we let them sit under a warm towel for about 30 minutes. And then, because it's such an elegant formulation, we don't even really need a shower to wash the scrub off. We're able to use warm washcloths to kind of get the scrub off. And what we've noticed is a decrease in the appearance of the cellulite, so that's really good.
Great. Dr. Visha, you mentioned your Medi Spa and your practice. Can you tell us the 2 locations of your practice?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a location here in Germantown, Tennessee, which was our first office, and then we have a location that's also in Olive Branch, Mississippi. We're about to open a 3rd location in Arlington, Tennessee as well, that we're very excited about. And all offices do offer all the Medi Spa services. Some of the lasers are located in specific offices, and we're able to guide people in specific directions. And then we're hoping to implement and add a lot more to our Arlington branch as well.
Great. Okay, so we're going to get into the nighttime skincare routine in just a few minutes. If you hold tight, we'll get right to it, but we're going to ask just 1 or 2 more questions from the comments. One was, is your skincare or treatments, your nighttime routine, good for African American women?
Yeah, absolutely. So my nighttime routine, I do, and I have pigmented skin as well. The difference between all the skin types is addressed in this skincare regimen because it was made across the board for all skin types and both genders. So it's also made for men as well. We can tailor it. For example, men are able to shave with a purifying cleanser so they don't get shave bumps or get the dark spots after the shave bumps. They're able to use the serum. So we can tailor the regimen specifically for specific needs and specific problems, but there's very few products and they address absolutely everything. So it's safe to use on all skin types. Now, we also have a line called the Mommy line. So we have a whole set of products where we have made it, of course, paraben-free, sulfate-free, hydroquinone-free, and fragrance-free, but now we have a line that's safe to use in sensitive skin, nursing, and pregnancy. So that's another subset of patients both that can use the products as well that can help address their skin problems.
Great. All right, and the last question we're going to take is, face masks are all the rage right now, but I have no idea what kind to use or if they even work. Do you use them, and if so, which ones and how often?
So, face masks are the rage right now, and I think the reason why they're so popular is because, number 1, you can do them at home. Number 2, you can take a really fun selfie. That would be my take on that. But people that are doing something called multi-masking, so you can think about your skin type. What are you? Are you oily or dry? Let's figure out what your skin type is. Do you have combination skin? Most people with combination skin will be oily, say, in their T-zone, in their forehead, their nose and chin area. And if those are the areas that seem to be the most oily, then you would use a face mask with maybe a little bit of charcoal in it there. Or you would use a face mask you can use a face mask with retinol or a vitamin C or a little bit of sal acid if you feel that you break out in those areas only. And then if you really want to multi-mask it and make kind of a fun picture, you would use a hydrating mask in these areas here. For example, I love putting something a little bit more hydrating. I use the Bright Eye Booster, but I am always hydrating under my eyes consistently because I have allergies and I'm always kind of rubbing and touching on them.
All right, well, we're going to begin the nighttime skincare routine. Again, if you do have questions, keep posting them in the comments below. We may get to them at the end. If not, we will answer them. So let's go ahead and start the nighttime skincare routine.
So before I get started, I just want to remind you that you might be horribly disappointed about how simple this is. And that's because it doesn't have to be complicated, but it can be as complicated as you want it to get. So, you know, there are some very complicated routines that do work. For example, Korean skincare routines. They have a lot of steps and are very regimented. And I think that appeals to a lot of people as well. I'm just going to show you what I do because I don't have that much time and I need to use something that's going to work and give me results that I know is safe for me to use on a daily basis. And I want to show my patients that I practice what I preach. So I definitely want to show you what I do, and then you can take what you need to from that. All right. So eye makeup. Eye makeup is super fun to put on and sometimes really difficult to come off. So now we're dealing with mascaras with fibers in them to make your lashes super long and fun. And you're also dealing with plumpers and boosters and volumizers and different things, primers that are put on before your eyeshadow goes on, or primers before you put on before your makeup goes on. So it's not so simple as just washing your face with soap and going to bed anymore if you wear makeup. Now, if you don't wear makeup, you're fine. You can probably get away with using a very simple cleanser such as our Purifying cleanser. But if you do wear makeup, I always do this one step first because I find this is super helpful. So I have a gauze here, and I'm just using a little bit of baby oil. Now this can get as complicated as you want. There's lots of eye makeup removers out there on the market, but I have sensitive skin underneath my eyes, and I think it's very easy and very inexpensive to use something as simple as baby oil. And I also love the way it feels. So I'm actually going to wash my face so you get to see me without makeup. And so what I do is I gently take my makeup off with the baby oil. And what happens is the oil grafts onto the mascara and to the eyeshadow. So it creates a little bit of moisture, but you're able to really get in there and help take it off. As you can tell, it's just pulling everything off. Then using the same gauze, I go ahead and take my lipstick off as well. My next step is I use our Purifying cleanser. So I always use this cleanser with a washcloth. Now you can use this with a clear sonic brush as well, but you need probably a dime size. Well, it's a little technical difficulty. That's because it wasn't. Or maybe it is open. There you go. The sink's getting clean. And this foams up really well. Now this is a very strong cleanser. It's got salicylic acid, lactic acid, tea tree oil to help with inflammation as well, and some B vitamins. So I don't get this all the way up to my eyelids because I feel that it can cause irritation as well. And I've already just cleaned my eyelids off with a little bit of baby oil. And like I said, I use a washcloth. And I scrub. There you go. And like I don't have that much eye makeup on, so that. When I do dry off, I pat dry. I don't rub everything too vigorously when drying off, but I do when I'm washing my face. And that you retain a little bit of moisture by not completely drying your skin off completely. So while your skin is still damp, you can let it air out a little bit. And the next product I use is the Advanced Correcting Serum. So Advanced Correcting Serum is your multi-use, multitasking serum. It can be used by men, women, all skin types. And what it has is the retinol, the vitamin C, the vitamin E, the ferulic acid, and a natural lightening agent. So we were able to create a lightening agent to the skin that can help lighten the dark spots and the dark circles under the eyes when this product is used for about 10 weeks. The retinol helps with fine lines and wrinkles. So I use 2 pumps of this product, and I just smooth it in. And this can go all the way up to the lash line. As you can tell, it's a serum. It's extremely elegant. And now here's a secret. When you put a neck cream on, go up. So when you put this product on, I go up. And that way you're not creating laxity. So that's the serum. On top of the serum, you put the eye booster. And the eye booster is what we talked about a little bit earlier. It's got the caffeine and hyaluronic acid. If you can get it open. And there's a secret to putting eye cream on as well. You want to tap it. And the reason why you tap it in is because you don't want to create laxity as well. Now this eye booster was developed to be multitasking. So it's got a lot of hyaluronic acid in it, which is extremely moisturizing. So it's not only just used to tighten the bags around the eyes, but it's also used around the mouth. And some people can develop those perioral lines around the mouth. So now I know that I've got my lightening agent on board, I've got my retinol on board, my vitamin C, and I've got everything else on board. And some people want to use a moisturizer. So we have a very exciting product that is still being beta tested, but it's coming out very, very soon. And it's called Rejuvenating Moisturizer. And this moisturizer was developed to replenish moisture from using the retinol and helping with free radicals, etc. But it also has, it's a little bit more specific for women, I would say, because it's got some phytoestrogens in it. So as we age and we go through hormonal changes as women, we tend to lose a little bit of estrogen. And as we do that, that creates photoaging as well. So our rejuvenating moisturizer is used for the face and the neck, the V of the neck. And the way I apply it, just like this, dot, 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 dot. The V of the neck, and it's also used around the vaginal area as well, or the genital area for rejuvenation in that area. I will not demonstrate that. And then we use our chapstick. Now, in the morning, I do exactly the same thing, except I put my sunscreen before I put on my makeup. And so you saw me take all my makeup off, so you've got me all fresh-faced and ready for bed. And the sunscreen is in, I use the rejuvenating moisturizer on my skin, and then I use something with an SPF of 30. I find that this eye booster is an amazing primer, so I don't have to use a primer on before I put my makeup on. So once those 2 steps are done, I'm able to put my makeup on. It stays on all day long. You saw how much I took off. And I don't have any problems with my eyeshadow or my concealer or my powder or anything staying on.
Great. All right, well, thank you to everyone who has tuned in today for Ask Dr. Visha. We hope you've learned a lot and you've shared some questions in the comments below. Please make sure that you do like this video, share it with your friends. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the Visha Skincare page. That way you can stay up to date on all these great tips, on new products, on when the rejuvenating moisturizer comes out. And to learn more, of course, visit vishaskincare.com. And I think that's it. We'll see you next month.
Thanks, guys.
All right, bye.